10 Stoic Rules to Discipline Your Mind Every Morning. Stoicism. Introduction. Win the morning. Win the war within. There is a silent war happening every morning. It is not outside you. It is within you. Before you check your phone. Before you speak to anyone. Before you step out into the world. Your mind begins shaping your reality, and most people lose this battle before they even get out of bed. They wake up and immediately surrender their attention. Notifications dictate their mood. Memories dictate their emotions. Anxieties dictate their expectations. And by the time the day truly begins, their discipline is already fractured. But the Stoics understood something timeless. Your external world is unpredictable. Your internal world does not have to be. Men like Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire during war and plague, yet wrote calmly in his private journal before dawn. Epictetus was born a slave, yet taught that no one could enslave his mind. Seneca advised emperors, yet practiced detachment from power and wealth. Their secret was not luck, it was not talent, it was not perfect circumstances, it was morning discipline. If you win the first hour of your day, you win the direction of your life, because your life is not shaped by intensity, it is shaped by repetition, and mornings repeat, every single day. So if you want clarity, if you want emotional control, if you want unshakable discipline, it begins the moment you open your eyes. And if you are serious about building a mind that cannot be disturbed by chaos, make sure you subscribe to this channel. This community is built for those who want strength, not comfort. Now breathe, slow down, and let's begin. 1. Master the dichotomy of control. When you wake up, your brain searches for threats, deadlines, responsibilities, unfinished conversations, financial pressure, expectations. Your mind is trying to predict the day, and prediction often turns into anxiety. The Stoics solved this problem with one powerful principle. Some things are within your control, some things are not. That's it. Simple, but life-changing. You control your thoughts, your effort, your actions, your attitude, your character. You do not control other people's opinions, traffic, the weather, the economy, the past, the outcome of your efforts. Now imagine beginning your morning with this clarity. Instead of thinking, what if they don't respect me today? You think, I will act with self-respect regardless. Instead of worrying, what if this plan fails? You decide, I will give full effort and accept the result. This shift eliminates wasted energy. Most emotional exhaustion comes from fighting reality. You argue with what has already happened. You resist what you cannot change. You stress about what is uncertain. The Stoic mind refuses this. Each morning, say quietly, today, I will focus only on what is mine to control. Feel the weight lift. You no longer need to control the world. You only need to control yourself. And self-control is freedom. If someone insults you today, that is not within your control, but your reaction is. If something unexpected disrupts your plans, that is not within your control, but your response is. This understanding builds emotional armor, not coldness, not indifference, strength. Because when your peace is no longer attached to external events, you become stable, and stability is power. Think about how much anxiety disappears when you stop demanding that life obey you. The weather may change, people may disappoint you, plans may collapse, but your discipline remains. That is mental sovereignty. That is Stoic strength. Most people try to control outcomes. The disciplined mind controls effort, and effort is always available. Each morning, remind yourself, I own my thoughts. I own my actions. I release the rest. If you practice this daily, something profound begins to happen. You stop reacting emotionally. You start responding rationally. You conserve energy. You make better decisions. You experience fewer emotional spikes. Your mind becomes quieter. And in that quietness, clarity appears. Clarity leads to better action. Better action leads to better results. Better results reinforce discipline. It becomes a cycle, a powerful one. And it begins each morning with a simple division. Mine, not mine. Control, no control. Practice this tomorrow when you wake up, before touching your phone, before speaking, before thinking about problems. Ask yourself, what is within my control today? Then commit to mastering only that. You will feel stronger, not because the world changed, but because you did too. Practice negative visualization. Most people wake up expecting life to be easy. They expect comfort. They expect smooth mornings. They expect everything to go right, because that is how most mornings appear on the surface. And that expectation is the very reason we are unprepared for reality. The Stoics saw it differently. They knew life is unpredictable. They knew hardship is inevitable. And they knew that the mind, if left untrained, panics when it encounters difficulty. This is where negative visualization comes in. At first, it may sound strange, even counterintuitive. Why imagine bad things first thing in the morning? Because what you imagine, you prepare for. What you prepare for, you conquer. Before breakfast, before work, before scrolling through endless distractions, pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine your day unfolding. Visualize small obstacles. Perhaps a colleague will misunderstand you. Perhaps a plan will fail. Perhaps the commute will be longer than expected. Perhaps someone you care about will disappoint you. Feel it for a moment. Let the possibility exist in your mind. Notice how your body reacts. Notice the tension in your chest. Notice the quickness of your thoughts. And then release it. Remind yourself, even if this happens, I am prepared. My mind will not be shaken. I will respond with reason, not emotion. This practice may feel uncomfortable at first. You may think, why focus on negatives? The answer is simple. What surprises us controls us. When difficulty arrives unexpectedly, we react. Emotion dominates. Anxiety takes over. Decisions are clouded. When difficulty arrives after negative visualization, we respond. Calm dominates. Clarity takes over. Decisions are rational. The Stoics often said that life's challenges are like waves in the ocean. If you panic, the waves toss you around. If you anticipate the waves, you ride them. Consider a simple example. You wake up, and your boss criticizes your work unexpectedly. If you haven't prepared your mind, frustration and self-doubt may consume you. You may react impulsively, damaging relationships or your own focus. If you have practiced negative visualization, you already imagined criticism this morning. You expected it. You prepared. You respond calmly. You take responsibility where needed, and you let go of unnecessary emotion. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a master of your reaction. Now, let's expand this exercise. Take a few minutes in silence each morning to imagine challenges in all areas of life. Physical. Will your body resist discipline today? Will fatigue tempt you? Mental. Will your mind wander from focus? Will doubt creep in? Emotional. Will frustration or anger arise from interactions? See each potential challenge. Acknowledge it. Accept it. Then consciously release attachment to the fear it may cause. This is not negativity. It is mental armor. Over time, your mind begins to work differently. Problems no longer appear as threats. Setbacks no longer feel like disasters. Disappointment no longer paralyzes you. Instead, every obstacle becomes an opportunity to practice your discipline, to practice your calm, to practice your stoic mindset. Negative visualization is also a reminder of impermanence. Life changes. People change. Circumstances change. The only constant is your prepared mind. By imagining the worst before it happens, you cultivate gratitude for what is already stable, your strength, your reason, your character. And here is the subtle power of this stoic exercise. When you visualize what could go wrong, and it doesn't happen, you experience unexpected joy. Gratitude arises naturally. Appreciation deepens. Your day begins on a foundation of emotional resilience. Do this daily. Before your phone. Before your coffee. Before the rush. 5 minutes of mindful negative visualization is enough to give your mind a shield that lasts all day. Imagine yourself at the end of the day. Challenges arrived. Some minor, some major. But you handled them. Calmly. Intentionally. Stoically. Your mind was never hijacked. Your peace was never stolen. That is mental discipline. That is mastery. And the more you practice this, the less life surprises you, and the more life rewards your prepared mind. Take a deep breath. Visualize one challenge for tomorrow. See it, accept it, release it, then step into your morning with calm, clarity, and confidence. 3. Guard the first hour of your day. The first hour after you wake up is sacred. It is the foundation upon which the rest of your day will be built. Most people surrender this hour without realizing it. They check their phones, scroll through social media, react to emails, consume chaos before they even get dressed. And by the time the real world arrives, their minds are scattered, their emotions are fragile, their focus is gone. The Stoics understood the power of this hour. It is your opportunity to set the tone for the day. The first hour is your mental sanctuary. Guard it fiercely. Before the distractions of the outside world arrive, decide what you will let into your mind. You have a choice. Will you let notifications dictate your mood? Will you give your attention to the endless drama of other people's lives? Or will you invest in yourself, in clarity, and in discipline? Begin with stillness. Sit quietly. Breathe deeply. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Then direct them intentionally. Read something meaningful. Journal your reflections. Stretch your body. Move with purpose. This is not just a morning routine. It is a ritual of power. Imagine a small analogy. A king prepares his battlefield before the enemy arrives. He positions his troops. He sharpens his weapons. He surveys the terrain. Your morning is the battlefield of your mind. Every distraction you consume without intention weakens your forces. Every moment of focus you dedicate strengthens them. Guarding your first hour is not about rigid schedules. It is about control of attention. Attention is your most valuable currency. Every thought you entertain, every image you watch, every word you read is a deposit into your mental bank. Spend it wisely. Invest in ideas that expand your mind. Discipline your thoughts, and align with your values. Let me break it down further. Avoid the phone first thing. Even 10 minutes of social media triggers comparison, envy, and unnecessary stress. Avoid news. It will overwhelm your brain with things you cannot control. Avoid mindless entertainment. Save it for later when your mental defenses are already strong. Instead, begin with intention. Set 1 or 2 priorities for the day. Decide how you will react to challenges. Ground yourself in gratitude and focus. This practice transforms mornings from chaotic to strategically powerful. And here's the subtle beauty. When your first hour is disciplined, the rest of the day flows naturally. Your mind does not flinch at problems. Your emotions are stable. Your energy is directed. Even small disruptions, a rude comment, a delay, a failure, no longer derail your momentum. Now imagine practicing this consistently for weeks. Every morning, you invest in your mental strength before the world can touch it. Your discipline compounds. Your focus deepens. Your resilience grows. You are no longer reacting to life. You are steering it. So here is your challenge. Tomorrow morning, wake up. Do not reach for your phone. Do not give your attention to chaos. Invest in yourself for the first hour. Sit, breathe, reflect, and plan intentionally. Even 15 minutes of focused morning ritual will dramatically improve your mental clarity, your emotional control, and your overall productivity. And if this concept resonates with you, hit that subscribe button right now, because on this channel, you will learn more techniques to protect your mind, sharpen your focus, and train your mental discipline every single morning. Your first hour is a battlefield. Guard it, and your mind becomes unbreakable. 4. Define the character you will embody today. Most people wake up thinking about tasks. They think about what they need to do, meetings, errands, emails, chores. But the Stoics teach something far deeper. Before you think about doing, think about being. Ask yourself, who do I want to be today? Not what you want to achieve, not what you want to acquire, but who you want to become. Your character shapes every action, every choice, every thought. It is not what happens to you that defines your day. It is who you choose to be in response to it. Take a moment in the morning to reflect. Do I want to be calm or reactive, patient or impulsive, courageous or fearful, disciplined or lazy? Decide before the world tests you. When you define your character in advance, you reduce emotional reactivity. Someone insults you? You respond with patience. Plans fall apart? You respond with resilience. Obstacles arise? You respond with courage. You do not wait to react. You predecide your response. This is mental discipline at its highest. Let's consider an analogy. A sculptor does not start carving a statue haphazardly. He envisions the form he wants to create before touching the marble. Your day is like a block of marble. Your character is the sculpture you choose to shape within it. If you leave your mind unprepared, life carves you instead. You react to external events. You surrender control. Your day becomes chaotic, fragmented, and exhausting. But if you define your character first, every action aligns with your values. Every decision strengthens your discipline. Every thought reinforces your identity. The Stoics believed that character is the highest good. Not wealth, not fame, not comfort. Character is eternal. It is unshaken by fortune, fortune's absence, or circumstance. And when you embody the person you intend to be each morning, something profound happens. Your mind becomes calm. Your emotions become steady. Your actions become intentional. Even when life tests you, your response remains consistent. Here is a simple morning practice you can do today. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, who will I be today? Visualize how this person acts in the face of challenges. Commit to being that person for the entire day. This is not wishful thinking. It is mental rehearsal. The same technique elite athletes, leaders, and Stoics have used for centuries. Over time, this practice becomes automatic. Your first thought each morning is no longer what will happen today. It is who will I be today. And when your character leads, your actions, your decisions, and your outcomes naturally follow. Even small moments begin to align. The way you speak, the way you treat others, the way you respond to stress, all of it flows from deliberate morning intention. Take a deep breath now. Imagine yourself facing the day. You are calm, focused, and purposeful. You are strong, patient, and disciplined. You are exactly who you chose to be. That is the Stoic way. That is mental mastery. And if you want more strategies to strengthen your mind and character each morning, subscribe now and join a community committed to living intentionally. Your mind is your battlefield. Your character is your shield. Define it every morning, and no chaos can break you. 5. Embrace voluntary discomfort. Most people chase comfort. From the moment they wake up, they seek warmth, convenience, and ease. They drink their coffee just the way they like it. They scroll through entertainment to pass the time. They avoid anything that challenges them. But the Stoics understood something that most people never learn. Comfort weakens the mind. Discomfort strengthens it. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort as a deliberate strategy, not punishment, not self-harm, but as a training ground for resilience, courage, and discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote about enduring cold, hunger, and hardship without complaint. Epictetus taught that voluntary limitation builds freedom. Seneca reminded us that practicing restraint prepares us for the unpredictability of life. And you can do this too. Starting tomorrow morning, think about the small comforts you take for granted. A warm bed that lures you to stay longer than necessary. A hot shower that relaxes you before activity. Sugary food or easy snacks that soothe but do not nourish. Now imagine choosing discomfort instead. Wake up a little earlier than necessary. Take a cold shower or splash cold water on your face. Walk instead of taking convenience. Eat a simple, plain breakfast that challenges your cravings. These small acts are not painful. They are powerful reminders that you are stronger than your desires. Here's why it matters. Life is unpredictable. Hardship is unavoidable. If your mind is accustomed only to comfort, you will panic when life delivers its inevitable challenges. But if you voluntarily endure small discomforts each morning, you train yourself to handle stress calmly, deliberately, and confidently. You tell your brain, I am not a prisoner of convenience. I am stronger than desire. I am in control of my actions. Consider this scenario. You face a difficult day at work. A colleague criticizes you unfairly. Your plans fall apart. Most people crumble under the weight of minor discomforts because they never practice resilience. But when your mind has trained itself through voluntary discomfort, you respond with calm. You adjust. You act. You persevere. You become unshakable. Voluntary discomfort also builds patience. Every act of discipline reinforces your ability to wait, to endure, and to choose long-term benefit over short-term pleasure. And here's the subtle transformation. What was once uncomfortable becomes manageable. What was once fear-inducing becomes routine. What was once a challenge becomes a test you welcome. By embracing discomfort, you reclaim control over your body, your mind, and your life. A simple morning ritual. 1. Wake up 15 to 30 minutes earlier than usual. 2. Step into cold water, a shower, a splash, or even washing your face. 3. Eat something simple and plain, resisting cravings. 4. Move your body, stretch, walk, or lightly exercise, even if it feels effortful. These small actions train your mind to endure. They build courage before the day even begins. They reinforce discipline before the world demands it. Remember, comfort is easy, strength is earned. The Stoics knew that real freedom comes not from avoiding hardship, but from training yourself to withstand it, calmly, intentionally, and consistently. Take a deep breath. Visualize yourself embracing discomfort tomorrow morning. Feel the strength that comes from saying, I control myself. I choose discipline over ease. I am stronger than comfort. And if this resonates with you, subscribe to this channel. Here, you will discover more techniques to train your mind, fortify your discipline, and build unshakable resilience. Every morning, every day. 6. Detach from outcomes. Most people live their mornings and their days trapped in results. Did I get the promotion? Did my plan succeed? Did people like me? Did everything go according to my expectations? This attachment to outcomes is the source of anxiety, disappointment, and frustration. The Stoics understood a fundamental truth. We control effort, not results. Your peace of mind should never depend on outcomes. It should depend on your effort, your integrity, your discipline. Imagine a craftsman working on a sculpture. He carves with care, attention, and dedication. But he cannot control how the marble will respond. He cannot control the imperfections in the stone. He cannot control what the viewer will think. He controls only the precision of his work and the honesty of his effort. Your life is no different. Detach from the results. Focus on the process. Control your effort. Release the rest. Now, take a moment in your morning to reflect. What will you control today? Your thoughts, your choices, your actions. What will you not control? Other people's opinions, the way events unfold, the success or failure of plans. When you detach from outcomes, something incredible happens. You begin acting boldly, without fear. You take risks when necessary. You pursue your goals without panic. You move through challenges calmly and deliberately. Detachment does not mean indifference. It does not mean laziness. It does not mean abandoning ambition. It means freedom from emotional dependence on what you cannot command. Let's put this into perspective with a simple example. Imagine you are preparing for a big presentation. Most people wake up obsessing. What if they criticize me? What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? This fear can paralyze. Now imagine practicing detachment. You wake up and remind yourself, I will prepare thoroughly. I will deliver with clarity and integrity. I cannot control how others will react, and that is not my concern. My peace depends on my effort, not their judgment. You rehearse calmly. You speak confidently. And even if criticism arises, you respond with composure. Detach from outcomes, and fear no longer rules you. Detach from outcomes, and clarity emerges. Detach from outcomes, and strength becomes natural. Here's a morning practice you can adopt immediately. 1. Identify one task, goal, or interaction that causes worry. 2. Write down the aspects you control, your preparation, your effort, your behavior. 3. Write down the aspects you cannot control, others' reactions, timing, success. 4. Remind yourself, I will focus on the first. I release attachment to the second. 5. Breathe deeply and visualize moving through the task calmly, unaffected by the uncontrollable. This simple exercise, done every morning, gradually rewires your mind. You stop obsessing. You stop overthinking. You start acting with clarity. And as the day progresses, you realize, Life flows smoother when you focus only on what you can influence. Your energy increases. Your stress decreases. Your decisions improve. Remember, outcomes are fleeting. Effort is enduring. Detach from outcomes every morning. Train your mind to respond with effort, not expectation. You will move through life with calm, power, and freedom. 7. Practice morning gratitude. Most people wake up focusing on what's missing in their lives, what they don't have, what went wrong yesterday, what might go wrong today. This mindset sets a tone of scarcity, anxiety, and dissatisfaction for the entire day. The Stoics taught something revolutionary. Before you speak, before you act, acknowledge what you already have. Gratitude is not just a polite habit. It is a tool of mental discipline. It is armor for the mind. It is a foundation for clarity and emotional resilience. Before checking your phone, before rushing into responsibilities, before giving your attention to the chaos of the world, pause, breathe, look around, reflect. Think of 3 things you already have, right now, that are stable, reliable, and valuable. Perhaps your breath, the simple fact that you are alive this morning, perhaps the roof over your head, or the water you drink, or the ability to move your body, perhaps a skill, a memory, a relationship, or even a small personal victory from yesterday. Feel gratitude for them. Do not rush. Do not scheme. Feel it deeply. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. It rewires your brain to notice opportunity instead of lack. It reminds you that even when challenges arrive, you are already equipped to face them. Consider a Stoic practice called morning reflection. Epictetus suggested starting the day by mentally reviewing what you possess and what is essential for your well-being. Marcus Aurelius, in his journal, often reflected on the simple gifts of life: air, water, knowledge, and virtue, reminding himself that these are enough. Gratitude is not about ignoring difficulty. It is about reframing perspective. When your mind begins the day with gratitude, small setbacks lose their power. Obstacles become temporary challenges rather than permanent misfortune. Criticism becomes a lesson instead of a wound. Here is a practical morning gratitude ritual you can adopt immediately. 1. Sit in silence for 2 to 5 minutes after waking. 2. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. 3. Mentally list 3 things you are grateful for. 4. Visualize the positive impact of each one in your life. 5. Anchor your mind in this feeling of abundance. If you can, write them down in a journal. Seeing your gratitude in words reinforces the habit. Over time, this daily practice does something incredible. Your mind begins to default to positivity. Your emotions become more stable. Your attention shifts toward what you can appreciate and influence. Your resilience grows because you start the day rooted in abundance, not lack. Gratitude is also a shield against comparison. When you start appreciating what you have, the need to measure yourself against others diminishes. Your mind becomes free from envy, fear, and dissatisfaction. Imagine waking up every morning and immediately anchoring your mind in what is already yours. The day no longer controls you. You control your experience of the day. Take a moment now. Breathe deeply. Think of one thing in your life you often overlook but that sustains you. Focus on it. Feel gratitude. Let it strengthen your mind. This is the Stoic way. Begin with abundance, not lack. Begin with clarity, not chaos. Begin with discipline, not distraction. And if this resonates, subscribe to this channel for more daily practices that sharpen your mind, deepen your discipline, and transform your mornings. 8. Remember mortality. Life is fleeting. Most people wake up as if they are guaranteed another day. They plan, worry, and chase goals as though time is infinite. The Stoics called this reflection memento mori. Remember you must die. At first, this may sound grim, but it is not meant to inspire fear. It is meant to inspire clarity, urgency, and gratitude. When you start your morning by remembering that your time is limited, you treat the day differently. Every moment becomes precious. Every choice gains weight. Every interaction becomes intentional. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that life is short, and each day could be his last. Seneca wrote letters about how fleeting time is, warning that those who waste their days will never recover them. This reflection transforms the way you live. Sudden anger seems trivial. Minor setbacks lose their grip. Procrastination feels foolish. Distractions appear meaningless. Memento mori is not morbid. It is empowering. When you accept that your time is finite, you act deliberately. You prioritize what truly matters. You let go of petty grudges. You stop chasing empty validation. You focus on growth, virtue, and contribution. Here is a morning exercise to practice memento mori. 1. Sit quietly after waking. 2. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. 3. Reflect. I am alive today, but not guaranteed tomorrow. How will I spend this day wisely? 4. Visualize the day ahead and imagine using every moment intentionally. 5. Anchor your mind in purpose, knowing that time is your most valuable asset. Even a few minutes of this reflection rewires your mind. You will begin noticing how much time you waste on trivial things, how little control life gives you over external events, and how much control you have over your responses. How precious each small act of discipline, gratitude, and focus truly is. Memento mori also inspires courage. When you remember that life is finite, fear loses its power, hesitation fades. You act boldly in alignment with your principles. Consider this. If today were your last day, would you scroll mindlessly through social media? Would you complain about minor inconveniences? Would you postpone the things that matter most? The Stoics would answer, no. Each morning, remind yourself, time is limited, life is fragile, your mind, your actions, and your character are what endure. This awareness focuses your energy on what is meaningful. It reduces anxiety about things outside your control. It sharpens your clarity. It strengthens your resolve. Take a deep breath. Feel the urgency. Embrace it. Let it guide your morning actions. By starting each day with this perspective, you live intentionally, fully, and powerfully. And if this resonates, subscribe to this channel. Here, you will discover more techniques to sharpen your mind, strengthen your discipline, and live every day deliberately, as if it were your last. 9. Observe your thoughts without attachment. Every morning, your mind is alive with activity. Thoughts arrive uninvited. Memories from yesterday, worries about tomorrow, fears that grip your chest, doubts that whisper, you cannot do this. Most people surrender to these thoughts. They argue with them. They react to them. They allow their day to be shaped by fleeting mental noise. The Stoics taught a different way. They understood a profound truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. Your mind is a theater. Thoughts are actors. You are the audience. You do not need to follow every thought. You do not need to believe every emotion. You do not need to act on every impulse. When you wake up, take a moment to watch your mind. Notice the first thoughts of the day. Notice the judgments, anxieties, and desires that surface. Acknowledge them. Then gently release them. This practice is called detachment from thought. It is not avoidance. It is mastery. By observing without attachment, you gain clarity. You see what is real and what is imagined. Calm. Your emotions are no longer hijacked by passing thoughts. Control. You choose your response instead of reacting unconsciously. Here is a simple morning exercise. 1. Sit quietly and breathe deeply. 2. Observe each thought as it arises. 3. Label it. This is a thought, not a command. 4. Let it pass like a cloud drifting across the sky. 5. Return to your breath and continue observing. Even 5 minutes of this practice each morning begins to shift your mind. Suddenly, you notice patterns. Negative self-talk appears but no longer dominates. Anxiety arises but dissipates quickly. Desire and impatience appear but do not control you. Over time, this builds mental resilience. You become the calm in the storm. You respond rather than react. You act from principle rather than emotion. Imagine waking up each morning and immediately stepping into your day with a mind that is clear, focused, free from chaos. This is not an abstract concept. It is practical, daily discipline. The Stoics often wrote about this practice. Epictetus reminded students that suffering does not come from events themselves, but from attachment to thoughts about events. Marcus Aurelius reflected on observing his mind, understanding that peace comes from perception, not circumstance. Seneca emphasized that the disciplined mind is like a still lake, reflecting reality without disturbance. When you observe your thoughts without attachment, you achieve that same stillness. Your mornings become training ground for mastery. And here's a subtle, powerful truth. Thoughts will never stop. Emotions will never fully vanish. But your relationship with them can change. You can respond. You can choose. You can remain unshaken. Take a deep breath now. Visualize the thoughts of tomorrow morning. Observe them. Label them. Release them. This is the Stoic way of beginning each day with clarity, strength, and freedom. And if this resonates, subscribe to this channel. Join a community that trains their minds, masters their mornings, and builds unshakable inner strength every single day. 10. Commit to daily consistency. Discipline is not born in a single moment of inspiration. It is not a sudden burst of willpower. It is not an occasional act of courage. Discipline is built day by day, morning by morning, choice by choice. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius did not become wise overnight. Epictetus did not become free overnight. Seneca did not achieve serenity overnight. They practiced their principles relentlessly, without fail, every single day. Consistency is the bridge between intention and mastery. Imagine waking up tomorrow and practicing just one of the rules we've discussed. Focusing only on what you can control. Visualizing challenges. Guarding your first hour. Defining your character. Embracing discomfort. Detaching from outcomes. Practicing gratitude. Remembering mortality. Observing your thoughts. Even a single morning practice strengthens your mind. Now imagine repeating this every day for weeks, months, years. Your mental clarity deepens. Your emotional resilience strengthens. Your self-discipline becomes automatic. Consistency is not glamorous. It does not demand excitement. It demands commitment. Here is a practical approach to daily consistency. 1. Choose one small, specific action to practice every morning. 2. Repeat it without exception, even when you do not feel like it. 3. Reflect briefly on the action. Did you perform it intentionally? Did you resist distractions? 4. Build gradually. Add more practices as they become habit. 5. Track your progress. Witness the compounding power of repeated action. Small habits repeated consistently create monumental change. The Stoics knew that life is unpredictable. The only thing we can control fully is our own effort. Each day, consistency transforms effort into strength. Strength transforms strength into freedom. Freedom transforms freedom into mastery. This is why mornings matter. This is why small, repeated practices matter. This is why your discipline, cultivated daily, becomes unshakable. Even when the world is chaotic, your inner life remains stable. Even when challenges strike, your mind remains clear. Even when life is unpredictable, your character remains strong. Take a deep breath. Visualize tomorrow morning. See yourself waking up early. See yourself practicing these Stoic habits without hesitation. See yourself growing stronger, calmer, wiser, day after day. This is the Stoic path. This is the way of mental mastery. And here is your final reminder. Subscribe to this channel. Every video you watch here will guide you to sharpen your mind, strengthen your character, and build unshakable discipline. One morning, one day, one habit at a time. Consistency is the key. Commit to it, and watch your life transform.